And so you're known as Sexual Chocolate and the world's strongest man, and you are also a part of the Hall of Pain. So tell us a little bit about your career in wrestling, stellar Hall of Fame career. Tell us a little bit about it.
You know what, man? Like to be bragging on myself a little bit. I'm the only human walking the earth that's been a world champion in 3 different sports: powerlifting, strongman, and pro wrestling. People say the moniker as the world's strongest man. It's not a moniker. It's who I really am and who I really was. I had to earn it to be able to call myself the strongest man in the world. So to go into pro wrestling and to have the 24-year career that I had and to become a world champion multiple times is a feat that, very few people get to say they achieved.
And you have so many great matches. Would you say the match with Cena was probably your highlight? Is that your signature match, do you think?
You know what? I had some really good ones with John. It's up there, but to be able to be the main event at WrestleMania and against the Undertaker is pretty high order.
Oh, no kidding.
To win the world championship against Randy Orton and the matches I had with you name it, Ric Flair to Shawn Michaels, Cena, The Rock, you name somebody, I had a match with them, and my Hall of Fame career speaks for itself.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. One of my favorites is when you took on the Big Show and that suplex from the middle rope and the ring collapsed. Now that was a great match. That's one that always pops into my mind.
Very, very memorable match at Vengeance, San Antonio. Like what a great match we had.
Now, with all these guys that you wrestled, who are some of your favorites to even just hang out with or whatever? Who are some of your favorites, or who are some of the guys that you were close with?
Well, I mean, a lot of the guys that I'm close with, I didn't have a lot of matches with them. Even though I had a lot of matches with Rey Mysterio, it was all in sport. And we always got along, but we had really, really great matches. And, I respect the hell out of that guy, the Goldbergs and Kurt Angles of the world. Like, I really enjoyed my time in the ring with them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you were fortunate to be a part of the Attitude Era. Actually, you were kind of like, you made the segue really from the Attitude Era, I think, into the next stage of pro wrestling, because you took on all these guys, all the guys like the Undertaker and stuff, and then you transitioned into the whole next generation that came along with guys like Randy Orton and Sheamus and people like that. So you've had you were in it for through that transition.
Yeah, I went through the Ruthless Aggression era. The one of the things that I feel like is a bonus for me is every era that I was in, I had a success in. From the Attitude Era to Ruthless Aggression era to the Hall of Pain era, in the transition from me being in the Hall of Fame to me being in the office. I was able to go into the office and do just as well. So I've been very blessed in the wrestling arena.
I would definitely say so. Do you think that the Attitude Era was the best all-time wrestling that we are ever going to see?
I think right now is the best time. They're making more money than we made. They're on TV 4 days a week. They have pay-per-views selling out all over the world. Business is good.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Now, one of your crazy, and I was thinking that same thing because my son, he is a huge wrestling fan. Ever since he was a young kid, we would host all the matches that came to Youngstown. So he had a chance to meet all you guys, and he's like, actually, he should be doing this interview because he is like, an encyclopedia of wrestling, and he's been to SummerSlam, he's been to several WrestleManias and everything. And I'll tell you, I see the interest in wrestling right now seems to be as high as it's ever been. With he was just down at the big pay-per-view in Tampa that they had. What was that? Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble. That was the biggest crowd ever in the Trop down in St. Pete, and it just seems like it's making some kind of a resurgence. And obviously, you're seeing that and you're feeling that.
Right. That's why I was saying this might be the greatest era of them all. Wrestling has been wrestling for the last 125 years. No TMZ or shock jocks are going to change the narrative of pro wrestling. It's good versus evil. There's always going to be the evil character that gets attacked, and there's always going to be a defense of the little guy and the good guy. I think the business of pro wrestling is stronger than it's ever been. We do our best to try to entertain everybody that comes out, and it's important for us that the young people, that the kids love wrestling and see that it's a viable source of entertainment, but also a great industry to get into, to produce,
yes,
to do sound, to do lighting, to do marketing. Like there's 100 jobs that you can do that don't require you being in the ring getting hit. And, we want the world of pro wrestling to realize if you love it like I do and love it like we do,
yes,
there's a place for you.
So let's talk about some of these, big moments in your career. Like, you got started by slamming Jerry the King Lawler. And I've always been a big fan of the King. So what was it like working with Jerry the King Lawler?
You know what? Jerry's an icon. And for me, just to be associated with him at that time was a gift and a blessing and an honor to be in the ring with him, because nobody knew me in the wrestling world. And for me to be able to touch with Jerry Lawler made a lot of people go, oh, okay, this guy must be somebody coming up, because they didn't just put him in there with randoms. So being in there with Jerry was a blessing.
Right. And I'll tell you what, Jerry was so entertaining. He just was so quick with, his commentary and his comments. And who were some of your favorite announcers? Who did you like?
Gordon Soley was incredible. And Jim Ross, I think, fell right in behind Gordon Soley. Michael Cole right now is killing it. Like, he is so good. And Jim Ross would probably say that right now Michael Cole is probably the best guy in the business, and it'd be hard for me to argue. You know what, man? There's a lot of really highly important people that are going to be there. Bully Ray, Matt Riddle's going to be there, Django, and Tyler Breeze, and Brad Baylor, and man, like the list of characters are going to go on. But man, I'm looking forward to getting down there, just for the simple fact that I was told that there was a bunch of kids that wanted to meet me from a kid group, and that's anybody that know me know that Mark loves the kids, and I want to get out there and hang out with them.
Well, that's going to be an awesome time. Tickets are very affordable. It looks like we're going to have some great weather on Saturday. We got a great stadium, and it's going to be a great night with a lot of superstars and a lot of action. And the tickets are priced family friendly, so we want everybody to come on out and enjoy a great night of Wrestling Under the Stars.
Man, Wrestling Under the Stars, what a great name, too.
It's going to be a good time, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.